Hi, this is Scott from Digital Fish with content that catches. Jody Waaka, the Maori fishing legend, and I had landed on a West Coromandel island for some rock fishing. We had been on the east coast and the weather was not great and the fishing had been somewhat disappointing. We were fishing a fairly good drop off in about 8 to 10 metres of water. I was fishing an older model CD Rods rock rod, 2-piece, 8 foot long, rated for 10 to 15 kilo line on a Daiwa 30 lever drag reel. Jody drew first blood with a small snapper. The tide was getting higher, the swell was gentle and nothing to worry about. I just wasn't sure how high it would get before we would have to shift. Time to reassess our spot. Jody was in again. As you can see, there were angry clouds threatening us with rain and wet conditions, but when the fish are biting, you don't really care. I was in with a legal fish, but was confident of bigger things, so did the no handling release trick. A better fish, but he spat the hook at me. The rising tide meant we had to retreat up the rocks and move our gear to somewhere safer. Not particularly comfortable and a bit challenging because I had to cast out over the drop off and risk losing fish right on the lip when I pulled them in. We were going through the pillies pretty quick and this stonker kahawai was a welcome sight. With the rough terrain, I had to go hard on the fish from the hook up. I set up a rope to string my fish because there's nowhere to lay them down safely. The line was getting scraped from the oysters and pulling fish over the ledge, so I replaced the leader. As you can see, the tide was dropping, which made it more challenging to bring the fish in over the drop off. The boulder I was sitting on would rock backwards and forwards when the bigger waves hit it, which made me a little bit nervous. We were able to get back to the ledge and keep bait fishing. Looking into the water, I was shocked to see blue koheru darting through the burley, and I managed to catch one for Jody for his live bait rig. I was sure he would break his kingfish duck and hook up on the slivey, as kings love koheru. Five minutes later, Jody's livey was eaten by a bronzy. Gutted. Another koheru, and yes, another bronzy. The score was Sharks 2, us 0. The next livey was a small kahawai, so hopefully we had a shot at a kingfish. Another bronzy turned up and looked at my struggling snapper. Quite a decent size. Well, the day wore on and we had another shark attack on our live bait, but this time a grey coloured beast, possibly a juvenile great white, that had taken the kahawai. It had been a great day of adventure and we had a good feed. Until next time, see you again later, Coromandel. This is Scott from Digital Fish with content that catches.